Good morning, everyone. Today is February 15th, I think, and I thought I would do a brief video today on what's happening in the garden. And to be honest, there is not much happening. It is soaking wet. Chickens are miserable. The garden looks miserable. But there's no cause for all of us to be miserable. There's still plenty of jobs to do. So I'm out here in my garage and I have a little workspace set up here. And here's my lighted plant stand. And I only have one light on each section of the shelf, and that is really not enough. So here's a tray where I've got some cauliflower and cabbage. Down here is some spinach and Swiss chard, kale and beets, broccoli, and lots of beets. And this is where I keep all of my seeds. You can see I've got different boxes and things inside for each of the different types of seeds. What I have here is an old salad container, and in it I have, this was a box of envelopes, and I took envelopes and put them in alphabetical order, like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, etc. And in here is all of my tomato seeds. I have several hundred. I have a shoebox, and in here are all my summertime seeds. And they're arranged sort of alphabetically, but not quite. I have a little short box. This is where I keep my spring and fall veggies. So in here is carrot and radish, kale, lots of different broccolis, Swiss chard, beets, turnips, mustards, anything that you would plant in either fall or spring in any type of root vegetable. My other box is flowers and herbs. So sunflowers would be found in here, cilantro, basil, and I'm pulling out the pretty packages that have pictures on the front. I have lots of like sage seeds with Ziploc bags that I have labeled with the name and the year that I grew them. And I have several of my sage seeds in paper bags, sunflower, marigolds, zinnias, black-eyed lima beans, ham and gravy cowpeas, Martin peas, and okra. But anyway, that's my seeds, how I keep them organized. It works for me, it's inexpensive, and I like that. So another little money saving tip that I will share with you is making your own plant labels. I have an abundance of yogurt containers and sour cream containers every month, so all I do is just cut those into strips around, cut them off, and then cut them to the height that I need. They make sturdy, excellent plant labels without having to spend any money. And I have spent good money on a quality marker. These are called garden markers, and they are permanent. So today I'm going to start tomatoes, peppers, and eggplants. So let me show you what I've got here. I'm only growing one variety of eggplant, Listata de Gandia. I'm not sure if that's how it's pronounced. It's actually a French variety, even though it sounds more Indian. But I've grown this one before and saved my own seeds. So this will actually be the first year that I'm growing it from my saved seeds. So this year I'm going to grow two varieties of peppers. I've mentioned before that I'm a member of Seed Savers Exchange, and something that they offer their members is you can grow up to 5 varieties. They'll let you request 5 varieties of seeds that they'll send you for free if you agree to grow them out and write a description, keep notes, and send those in at the end of the year. So I did that last year for the first time, and it was really a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to doing that again this year. So I have this pepper called College, and there's no information about it. So I did Google to see what I could find, and there's 2 peppers called College, and both of them are Anaheim chili type peppers. They could be hot or mild. But anyway, College pepper. The other one is called, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, Chiltepin. So my dad told me a story when I was staying with him about a pepper that they grew, and it was called buckshot pepper. So I looked it up, and it ends up that it has many names. Chiltepin, it's native to the United States. And so since it has some family memories associated with it, I'm looking forward to growing that one this year. It is a hot pepper, by the way. All right, and now to the tomatoes. It's so hard to choose what tomatoes to grow when like I said, I literally have hundreds of varieties. I try to renew my seeds, so I have black cherry seeds that I grew when we lived in Alabama in 2016. So those are 5 years old this year, so I really need to try to grow some of those out to continue to save my own seeds. A friend sent me some chocolate stripes, a dark red tomato that has green stripes, so looking forward to trying that one. 2 tomatoes, one is called Floridade and one is called Floridel. These are supposed to be suited to grow in Florida and in Georgia. Hot, humid. When other tomatoes give out, these are supposed to continue growing. So I'm hoping to do a lot of canning this year. So these are the ones I'm keeping my fingers crossed that will do what they say they will do. Another Seed Savers Exchange trial. This is called Barad's Pomodoro Ricci. Again, I Googled it because there was no information about it, and I'm expecting a paste tomato or a giant yellow tomato, so it'll be a surprise. So the first thing I'll do is write eggplant on my label, and since I'm growing only one variety, that's all I'm going to write is eggplant. Stick that there. And by the way, I've got 4 by 9, 36 cells, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 packages. So every variety will get at least 1 row, 4 cells. I will sow more than 1 seed in each cell. So I think what I'll do is put about at least 3 seeds, maybe 4 in each of these large cells. This is how I do it every year. I'll let them grow in these cells for about a month, and then I pot them up into individual pots at that time. And all I'm going to do is just push them under very gently, cover them. I have already tamped this so that the soil is very packed. You don't want any air holes in there, because if the seeds fall through the air holes, then they might germinate, but they'll die before they reach the surface. Next is peppers. So I'll make my label. So I wrote pepper buckshot. And I'll sow about 4 seeds in each cell. Make sure you clean seeds off of your hands and fingers, especially when I am sowing more than one variety. Okay, next is going to be the college pepper. Ooh, these seeds are very large. I think maybe since the seeds are larger, the plants might be larger. But I am still going to put 4 in each cell. I like to do my tomatoes in alphabetical order. That way, if something happens to my labels, I can at least have an idea how to keep them distinct. So I'll be starting with Barad's Pomodoro. And again, so 4 seeds per cell. Maybe more. If I accidentally drop one in there, that's fine. That's fine. Still plenty of seed left should something go wrong. You know, something always goes wrong when you're gardening. Black cherry. Next, chocolate stripes. Next is Floridade tomato. And finally, Floridel. And I've decided I'm going to leave this last row blank because I actually lost a packet of tomato seed that I was really looking forward to growing. I know I've just misplaced it and I'm going to find it, so I'm saving it a spot. I'm going to water these. I had already moistened my soil mix, so that very light watering was just to settle the seeds into the top of the soil. Now I'm going to cover it, put it in that empty spot on my plant stand. My light stand is on a timer for 20 hours, so that keeps them warm. Here in the garage it usually stays 50 degrees or above, which is fine. Tomatoes do like to be warm, and you can put a heating pad or a heating mat underneath it, but I find that with 20 hours of the lights being on, that provides enough heat to get the germination going. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. One last thing is I'm going to go get my garden journal and write everything down that I just did so that I can remember it. If I don't write it, I won't remember. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again in February when I'll be doing an outside garden update.